whether they were 30-person organizations or 1,000-person organizations. We've worked in those organizations, and now we're running our own small business. But the things that you learned in that corporate culture are also applicable to you as a business owner. And if you are a business owner and you don't have any staff, then all of this is still relevant to you, because you have to think about, you have to wear all these hats. And if you are a business owner that has some staff, then, or you outsource a lot of the work, then you still have to think about this, and you have to understand what work you're outsourcing. So let's talk about this from a standpoint of how marketing touches every aspect of your business. If you are producing some kind of a product, then the marketing, you as a business owner, or you as the marketing person who's delegating the design, the actual design and creation of this product to someone else, you need to be able to explain what the purpose of that is. And you need, so that they aren't designing a widget that isn't going to work for you. If you're in a larger organization and there's a manufacturing process, then the marketing person ought to be engaged at the outset with the manufacturing people, so that they develop the right tool set, the right die set, et cetera, in order to produce the product that the consumer is going to want, because that's the marketing brain, is we're doing this in order to sell something that's going to have value to the customer, not just to create another widget. So manufacturing and marketing need to talk to one another. Obviously, branding and promotion, that is where marketing is strong in producing the brand, the colors, your palette, your logo, all of that is important, and making sure that that's carried through in all of your marketing materials. Same thing with the advertising. Marketing's got to have a hand in that. Even though there may be an ad agency, marketing needs to work with the agency and the advertising people to make sure that they're using the right logo with the right colors and the right branding on all of the different types of advertising that's being done. The sales and distribution channels. In large organizations, marketing is a separate department from sales. And sometimes they don't like to work together. Sales frequently thinks that they're the ones that are driving all the revenue, and they're producing the revenue for the organization. But without the marketing materials and without the marketing message to the customer, then sales can't do their job effectively. So marketing and sales need to work together, and marketing needs to work closely with your distributors and your manufacturers' reps to make sure that they're telling the right message to the end consumer. Then we get into customer service. And this is another department in large organizations. And if you are a small business owner, let's say you're a bakery and you've got people at the front desk, at the front area, and you're the baker, you're the owner and you're the baker, and you've got some people up front, you better make sure they're your customer service people. They're your first point of contact. You as the business owner and the baker have to make sure that they understand any of the promotions that you had in mind, what the product sales, what are the promos that are happening today, that they're trained in good customer service. That's the first point of contact, and they're going to make or break your business in terms of, are they providing good customer service or are they alienating the customer? So you have to make sure that the people that are on the front line that are dealing with your customer first understand everything and are trained properly to deliver that. IT is another area. I've worked in organizations where I had to go in and talk to the guys that were doing the programming, because we were initiating a new product and we needed some special programming done so that we could track the product sales. So you need to work closely with your IT folks. And if you are a small business owner and you're using, online tools like HubSpot or MailChimp or Infusionsoft or, any one of those email marketing and CRM systems, then whoever's your expert handling that needs to understand what you're trying to accomplish, rather than, in addition to being able to operate that tool, they need to understand what the end game is here. What's the objective? What are we trying to generate in terms of new customers in the door? And then hiring. A lot of people think that personnel and marketing have nothing to do with one another. But if you're the marketing person and you're developing promotional materials and flyers, and you've got a new product launch going, or you've got some, a new promotion going, as people are coming in the door, they need to be aware. So you need to make sure that whoever's doing the hiring is also providing that information to the new employees, and they're getting trained and indoctrinated in the marketing message that's being sent out to the customer. And then lastly, budgeting and finance. Well, you can't do marketing without having a budget, really. There's nothing for free anymore. You really do need to allocate a certain percentage of your overall budget to marketing, for advertising, for pay-per-click, for flyers, for events, whatever kind of promotion that you're doing. And sometimes that means you need to be talking to the IT and the finance people. If you weren't the person handling the budget, you need to work closely with your CPA and make sure that there's money, that you're allocating money for ongoing marketing expenses on a monthly basis as you're doing your financial accounting. So what you've learned working in a large organization is definitely applicable to everything that you're doing as a small business owner and an entrepreneur, working through other people that are people now you manage through outsourcing or through direct employee payroll. All of it is relevant, and you as the business owner have to wear all of these hats. And so this is why I have such a passion for marketing, because I realize it really touches every aspect of the business. And if I do my job well, then I understand a little bit about everything else that's happening in the organization. Okay, that's a lot to try to get your arms around as a small business owner, but let's move on now to what I call the 6 Ps of marketing. If you've been in marketing, and you took marketing in school, we're still teaching the 4 Ps of marketing, which is product, price, place, and promotion. I also added service, because if you are a service business like a coach, then you are the product. You as the business owner, as the coach, you're the product. But if you're producing some kind of a product, then physical product, then that would be more applicable. What would you say, this is your first question to answer in the chat, what might be the other 2 Ps that I'm going to be talking about here? So feel free to put some answers into the chat. Let's see. People, good. Yes, Chandra, that's excellent. That is absolutely one of them. And profit, haha. Very good. I like profit, presence, purpose. Those are all good Ps. Yes. Profit goes along with, yeah, hopefully we're all in business to make a profit. But you are on the right, you're on the right track here. Buyer, decision maker, profit. I'm calling them people and proof, and the profit comes in with the proof, because the proof is how you can actually measure whether your marketing strategies are working for you. So yes, good answers. Those are great. So let's go into each one of these. Let's talk about product or service. This encompasses everything about the color, the shape, the design, all the dimensions, everything about creating that particular product. And if it's the service, like you're a coach, this would be the different packages you put together for the entry level and the intermediate and the senior level. So a lot of times as a coach or a consultant, people, if they don't know you, aren't going to just, say, oh yeah, I'll plop down $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 for that 3-month coaching experience. You may need an entry-level product that gets them in the door at $10 or $20, something. And so that would be part of this product or service design to, and you've got to figure out what are those different packages you're going to offer. The next is, this also includes where you are positioned in the marketplace. And so positioning is another piece that we're going to go through, and there'll be an exercise here, because this is something that is really from a different perspective. This is how you price your product, how you deliver your product, where you're going to sell it. What is your positioning in the marketplace vis-a-vis your competition? So there's This is your next interactive, and I want you to write this on your worksheet. Hopefully you printed out the slides. How would you fill in the blanks here? Positioning is blank, that is blank about you, compared to blank in the eyes of blank that makes them want to do business with you. So how would you respond to that? Positioning is what? I mean, feel free to put those answers in the chat if any of you can think about this. Positioning is blank, that is blank about you, compared to blank in the eyes of blank that makes them want to do business with you. Not seeing a story, okay, from Brandon. Let's just move on because I'm not seeing any other responses. So I'm going to fill the blanks in for you here. So positioning is the one thing that is better, different, or unique about you. And now, so this is your value proposition. This is a really hard thing for a lot of people to get their arms around. What makes them different from the competition, compared to your competition, in the eyes of your customers, that makes them want to do business with you. And this is a concept that is really important to get a handle on and really grasp. It's the one thing, you may be many things, and not what I had at all. Okay, so nothing wrong with that. It's just, this is a hard thing for people to get their arms around. We're so ingrained in our business. We know what we do. We know what we offer. We know what we produce, right? But the customer doesn't care. That's not the reason they're buying from you. That's not the reason they're doing business with you. They're doing business with you because of the concept they have in their head about why you are better than the competition and why you are serving their needs versus the competition. And that's the message that you need to be communicating in all of your advertising and promotion. It's not that we're such great people, we make wonderful widgets, we have, high quality widgets. No, that's not why the customer buys your widgets. They're buying your widgets because it's doing something for them. It's solving a problem. It's filling a void. That's the message. And so this is really, really important to understand and get your arms around. So let's talk about, there are 5 areas of positioning. I'm going to go through those 5 areas, and then you've got an exercise to try to figure out which one of those areas you think is where you are positioning your business. So personal choice, that's one. That's, think about the grocery shelves with 5 different shelves of cereal, right? You've got this wide selection. You've got, I can choose with sugar, without sugar. I can choose wheat or corn. I can choose with raisins or without. I've got this wide selection. So when I want to go buy cereal, that's personal choice option. I'm going to choose Kellogg's versus some other brand, General Mills, maybe for whatever reason. But you've got this wide choice, a lot of options. Caring service. This is the reason a customer does business with you, is because you showed empathy, you showed compassion, you've built trust. And so they come back to you time and time again because you're filling that need for them. You're providing really good customer service. One example that I will, I'll say for my own business, my husband and I have a consulting practice, and we have chosen InMotion Hosting as our website host, actually our internet service provider. And the reason I stay with them, they handle all of our email. I actually had to build the website on another platform, but they handle our email for us. And the reason is caring service. Their customer service is by far the best customer service I have ever encountered anywhere. It's 24/7. I can pick up the phone. I usually get someone on the line within maybe 3 minutes. I can send them a chat if I want to communicate via chat, but I can talk to somebody. I can talk to a technical salesperson, and I can get my problem solved, and there is no stupid question. So they provide wonderful customer service. They don't make me feel stupid, even if it seems to be a dumb question that I'm asking. They answer professionally. They take their time. I will rave about InMotion hosting from, from dawn until dusk. InMotion Hosting is the name of the organization. And they have a wide variety of website platforms, from WordPress to a whole bunch of others, and an email marketing, not an email marketing, but they provide you unlimited numbers of emails for you. And it's an affordable service. Anyway, that's enough about InMotion hosting, but that's caring service. An example. Quality might be another one. People might be choosing to work with you because of the quality of the product that you produce. They want your furniture, your custom designed furniture, because it is handmade, it is exquisitely designed, it is durable, it's going to last forever. I bought a Henderson dresser, 6-drawer dresser, 30 years ago because I recognized the quality of that brand. And if the brass handles break, I can contact the manufacturer back in Atlanta, and they will send those to me free of charge to replace. That's a lifetime guarantee. That's quality. Authentic, durable, long-lasting performance. I mean, that's one reason people buy a product, and they pay more for it because of that particular reason. It's the quality. Total cost. This could be people shop at Walmart because the perception that it's less expensive. Well, for a lot of things, it is less expensive, but for some things, it's not. So Walmart is really all about price. They don't have the wide variety. I mean, if you go to their grocery shelves, I don't think you're going to see as many varieties of cereal on their grocery aisle as you would at Fry's, for example, or at Safeway. But that isn't what it's about. It's really about price. It's about being the low price leader, not the high price leader. So you may have customers who are really price sensitive, and there's an upper limit to what they're willing to spend. So cost and price of your product or service becomes a determining factor for them. Now, it could also be the other scale, right? We have a friend who is what I would like to call affectionately a wine snob. For her, if the bottle of wine doesn't cost at least $35, it can't possibly be good. And we've done blind taste tests with her with a $7 bottle of wine from Trader Joe's against her $35 bottle of wine. And she's going, wow, this wine is really good. What is it? And then we tell her, and it cost only $7. She still won't buy it. It won't make it into her house wine, her wine cave. It isn't going to be part of her normal wine choice because of the perception that it can't be good unless it's high priced. So that's a positioning that some people have. If you aren't charging enough, then it can't possibly be worthwhile. And if you are bidding, if you are an organization that is bidding amongst other competitors, that's something you got to keep in mind too, because you need to price your product or your service kind of in the middle range, because sometimes the ones that are at the really low end are going to get knocked out because they can't possibly be good. They just can't be delivering the same kind of service that someone who's pricing themselves at the upper level or mid-range would. So that's also a decision. The pricing point becomes really important, that you're thinking about that if that's the customer, if that's the area that the customer is dealing with. Responsiveness. This is another one. Maybe they choose to do business with you because you provide fast turnaround, because you respond in 24 hours, because you have wide flexibility. If a customer wants something customized, you go, yeah, we can do that, and we can get it to you in a matter of days. That may be the reason they're doing business with you. They could pay less or more somewhere else, but because of your flexibility, because your turnaround, because your speed, and the way that you support them, that may be the reason that they are choosing to do business with you. So let's now go to a little game here. This is another interactive thing. And the positioning is important because big corporations like General Mills and Kellogg's and Nike, they spend millions of dollars on research to hone in on what their tagline is going to be, right? And the tagline is based on all this research that they've done, consumer studies, consumer research, all about what is our positioning in the marketplace vis-a-vis the competition. So we've got a little game here, and these are different positioning taglines that I want you to identify in the chat who you think has used that tagline. Some of them are not as current as they used to be. So I'm loving it. Who would that be? McDonald's, correct. All right. Your world delivered. Who is that? FedEx, no, not FedEx. DHL, UPS, okay, it's actually AT&T, your world delivered. I mean, it's, so again, so here's the thing, right? We think it's UPS or FedEx because of the consumer thinking your world delivered, they do delivery, but AT&T positioned themselves with that tagline. They've gone off of it. That says probably that maybe that wasn't a good tagline for AT&T, and maybe it would be better for DHL or UPS. Okay, let's go to the next one. Caring service. Can you hear me now? Yeah, everyone knows. Verizon, absolutely. I mean, they really drummed that into our heads, didn't they? Constantly, every ad. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, you're in good hands with Allstate, correct. And then the ultimate driving machine. What's that next one? BMW, correct. Because I'm worth it. Who has that tagline or has had that? L'Oreal. Very good. Yes, correct. Okay, next, total cost. Always low prices. Walmart. Yep. Right store, right price. And this might be a little bit more challenging. Not Walmart. Right store, right price. That's actually Kroger, Fry's. Yeah, but your dollar store, Target, it is actually Kroger's. And I don't think they've done as good a job using right store, right price in the past. Okay, that's relax. Whose is this one? Relax. It's FedEx, right? Meaning we'll get it there overnight. Just relax, you'll get it. And then Zoom Zoom, Mazda. Correct. All right, good. That's, you had more of you had the right answers. That's great. All right, so this is your turn now to think about your positioning in the marketplace. Do your customers choose to work with you because of choice, because of your caring service, because of your high quality or innovation, or is it because of price, or is it responsiveness? What's the reason? And keep this in mind. You can be first in your marketplace. So you could be number one of vis-a-vis the competition in one of those areas, only one of those areas. At the same time, your customer expects you to be able to deliver on all of the others. There's one reason that they choose you, but they expect you to be able to deliver on all the other reasons, all the other positioning factors. So take a minute to try to figure out, or less than a minute, we'll give you a little bit of time. Take a little time here to now figure out what you think your positioning is in your company. And if you want to share that in the chat, please go ahead and do so. We don't have time for interaction because we have so many people on the webinar today, but high quality innovation. Okay, that's good. And quality, a caring service for another one of you. Okay. Personal choice. Very good. Caring service, do private tutoring. Yep, that would be. Okay, caring service for sure. High quality, caring service, total cost. So again, Agnes, you can't be all three. One of those is the reason that your customers choose you, but they want you to be able to deliver on the others. So yeah, so it's okay. We all do this, right? We think that we can be all things to all people, but that's not really true. We have to focus on one. Focus on one, yes, focus on one and as your primary message, but make sure that if it is caring service, that you also are delivering on quality, that you're also delivering on cost, because if your customers are working with you because of caring service, they're willing to actually pay more because of the caring service. So don't think that you have to charge, your fees have to be really low just because you're going to deliver caring service. Okay, it's a strategy, but the one positioning is where you really focus your marketing message. We focus on one and later change to another. You can, if you see that your customers are dropping off and they're buying for a different reason. So in other words, you don't change the customer's perception. The customer tells you through their buying habits whether they've changed their focus. Are they buying now because, are they not buying from you? Are they not doing business with you because of price? So now price is moved in, and that, this is where we're going to get into this next time, where we're going to get into planning, and you're going to take a look outside and look at the impact of the economic downturn, because that changes how customers, if they feel pinched in their pocketbook, then maybe they start looking at price more closely. So yeah, but through caring service, you listen to your best. Yes, you listen, you pay attention, and you still serve the customer. So there are a wide variety of reasons that customers will stay with you regardless, or will move away. And so those are just touch points that you need to be aware of that help you hone your marketing message and maybe make some changes in your whole business strategy as well. So let's move on. Those are really great comments in the chat. I really appreciate that. Let's talk about price. So this is where we're talking about pricing the product, and you can spend a lot of time in pricing strategies and analysis, but at the very minimum, you ought to know what your competitors are pricing equal services, equal products, at. So you should be doing that competitive research. And if you are in retail, for example, or you're a bakery, then you should be visiting all your other competitive bakeries in a 10 or 20 mile radius, because people are going to frequent a store like a bakery because of closeness. They're not necessarily going to drive 30 miles to a bakery unless there is something at that bakery that one bakery 30 miles away only offers. And boy, I just got to have that almond croissant, right? So unless there's something that really differentiates them, then customers tend to frequent retail and other businesses that are within a 5 to 10 mile radius of where they live or where they work. So understanding that becomes important, and understanding pricing, how your competitors are pricing their products and services versus you, that helps you inform your own pricing strategies, and understanding what your customers are willing to pay. And you can test that. You can test that by offering some products at a little higher price. What happens? Do you see a drop off in sales, or has nothing changed? If nothing changed, then you might have been pricing your product a little too low, and you haven't yet hit the upper end of the pricing strategy where your customer is saying, I'm not going to choose that product, I'll choose something else. All right, the next one is place, and this is where and how you sell the product. So many of us have gone online. We have online stores. We're selling through Shopify and eBay and even Amazon. You can sell on Amazon. But others are selling through distribution channels, through distributors, through manufacturers' reps. And those are important to understand what's the best way to get your end product or service into the hands of the consumer, your target market. And we'll be talking about really understanding, honing in on your target market in session number 3. So price and place. Name 3 distribution channels you might use for your particular product or service. What would those be? This is another opportunity to put some information in the chat. Facebook Marketplace, absolutely. Yes, Chandra, very good. And one I hadn't put on here, but yes, that is a distribution channel. Local stores, yes. Website, online, absolutely. These are all good. So retail stores, manufacturers, reps, or distributors, online sales, like we've been saying, and like you've been saying, affiliates, So this is another, affiliates and social media influencers. You can actually sell products through your affiliates, and you offer them a fee. That's this great way to have sales folks that you actually don't have to hire, right? You do it through affiliate marketing. D2C, affiliates, wholesales, joint branding with other shoe brands. Excellent. Yes, absolutely. Those are great. And then influencers, right? Targeting the social media influencers who have thousands of followers and working out a relationship with one of those influencers to promote your product, have them wear it, have them talk about it. That's going to also help sell your products and services. So those are other opportunities for distributing your product or service. Promotion. Let's talk about the promotional tools that you use. And so this is how your customers find out about you. Just because you have a website, you put up a website, doesn't mean they're going to be able to find you. Even if you use the right keywords and you've done all the SEO, if it's just sitting out there and you're not updating the website, over time, Google says, that's not a fresh website. We're just not going to serve it up when people do a search, unless you have something unique on that website that no other competitors have, and people are putting that into the search terms, then Google will serve up your website in the search. But the promotional tools that you use, what are some promotional tools that you're using? Giveaways, excellent. Social media, right? Other media, yep, very good. Coupons, very good. A free trial, yeah, people love those. They're usually, and trunk shows. Oh, that's a good one, Evelyn. Yeah, trunk shows, great promotional tools. Challenges, that's a good one too, Vera. Yeah, challenges, word of mouth, absolutely. And there's no better marketing than word of mouth, right? If you can get your customers to refer other customers to you, and that means that you're finding out, right? You're asking every customer who comes in your door, or every person that you work with, how did you hear about me? That's an important thing to do. So others are radio, TV, billboards, gift cards, excellent way to do that. Yes, it's a good reward for employees also, is to give gift cards. Great reward for referrals, for customer referrals. You've mentioned the direct mail, coupons, blogs. I highly recommend, if you are good at writing or you have the funds to hire a blog writer, I highly recommend you put a blog on your website, because blogs are huge traffic generators to websites. Research on HubSpot has done this kind of research, that companies that actually post a blog 4 times a week will see an increase in traffic that could be like 86% higher than not updating a blog 4 times a week. And even if you just do it 1 time a week, you're going to generate more traffic to your website. People love reading blogs. It's part of the research that we do online if we're looking for something. And blog articles are things that Google likes too, especially if they're keyword rich, because then they show up and people read about them, and that'll take them back to your website. So blogs are a great way of generating traffic to a website. People. We mentioned this before. Some of you have mentioned this as this is the 5th P of my 6 Ps of marketing. Your target customers. And I also like to include the customer service that you're delivering through whether they're your employees or your contract workers, right? Because a happy employee, a happy worker generates happy customers. If the people are having fun in the business and enjoying the work that they do and have a passion to serve, your customers are going to really have a wonderful experience. And one of the things we learned post-COVID is that while people are now ready and wanting to get out into the marketplace, and they want to go out and they want to go shopping, they are demanding a higher level of customer experience. They don't want to just see the clothes hanging on the rack. They want to have an interaction with whoever's selling, whoever's there showing them the clothes. They want a pleasant experience. So shopping isn't just I need to go buy something. Shopping is an experience, an adventure, getting me out of the house after COVID. So if you have a retail store, think about how you can turn it into a shopping experience for your customers versus just products on display for people to buy. That's really important. And so if you do have employees, it's really important that you're doing surveys once a year at least, but don't just give lip service to them. If your employees are responding and providing some feedback that means things are not going quite well, you need to pay attention to that and you need to address those. And if they're giving you really great feedback, then it's also a good thing. That's a time to celebrate. And if you're getting wonderful feedback, I love my job, I love my work, I love all my colleagues that I'm working with, we have just this wonderful team, then take time to celebrate. Take time to gather everybody together and do a pizza party or something, anything to recognize this is great. We have a wonderful group of people working together. We're all on the same page in what we're trying to deliver. So your people are really important, and that is going to translate into more sales and more customers because they will want to shop at your store. They want to do business with you. Okay, proof. This is another one, and this is the piece that a lot of marketing, this takes a marketing and analytical mind, right? This is not the fun part of, unless you really love analysis and you love data, this is not the fun part of the marketing job, but it's a critical component. Because if you don't track your marketing activities and you don't know why that ad delivered so much traffic to the website versus the other ad, then you don't know what's working and what isn't. Was it the color that you used? Was it the different image? Was it because the girl's face was pointing at the sign up form versus off the page? Those are really subtle differences that can make a huge difference in whether or not your ad is performing. So let's talk a little bit more. You need to work with if you're in a larger organization, you've got a sales team, work with sales and finance, get some specific numbers, go to your sales force and say, this promotion, I want to talk to you about this promotion. How did it do? How many sales can you track back to this particular ad or promotion that we did? How can we build an automated tracking system into this so that we can actually track our sales down from promotion to end sales? If you are a business owner, a solopreneur, then there are different ways that you can do this. And if you're doing mostly online sales through Facebook ads and Google pay-per-click and Instagram ads, those kinds of things, then you can do some split testing. And there are a lot of platforms that make it possible for you to send a message out and do one ad with, as I said, you got a headline, and the other ad you changed one word in the headline. And you test that for a week or two. Or you've got an email message that's going out and you've got a different image in each email message. Now you test and see how much response did you get from that message, which one performed better. You can do this on landing pages and email messages and ads. So split testing is a great tool. Using analytical evaluations, the cost per click, understanding the value of each sale. How much did it cost you? There are analytical tools you can use to give you that kind of feedback and information and help you make some smart decisions about what changes and tweaks you need to make to your marketing strategy. And then after sales follow-up surveys, these are important too. If you have a retail store, every customer who buys from you as they're leaving, you should give them an information card. Would you please just answer these 3 questions? How well did we serve you today? Did you find everything you needed? We're getting those questions from, go into Sprouts and at the checkout counter, they welcome you and then they ask you, did you find everything you need? Well, sometimes you don't find everything you need. So you tell the person, no, I didn't actually. You didn't have this particular product I was looking for. Oh yeah, we don't have that anymore. Or let me connect you with a manager because maybe it's just off the shelves, but we're going to get it in another week or so. That's customer service, right? So that's a reason for me to come back to the store if I know you're going to have the product next week. So asking those questions, having some kind of a card where people can check off, and asking for Google reviews And the Facebook reviews, those are really important too, as your customers are checking out. Those give you just wonderful feedback. I've put this link, this shortened link in here for you to play around with this calculator. This is what I call a return on investment calculator. It's through the online advertising guide, and I think they've got actually a nice guide that you can download for free. But I recommend you try this because it'll give you an estimate of, based on the amount of money you're spending on your advertising, and how much, what the return was, whether or not you actually, was it a worthwhile investment. So this just gives you information. I spent $300 on ads. I only generated $150 in sales. I didn't make money. I spent $350 on this other product on ads. I generated $1,000 in sales. Wow, something worked well. Let me go look at that ad. Why did that ad work versus the other one? So these are tools that you can use to help you with that. And that's the proof section. And look at here, we are at the end. We've gotten through the 6 P's of marketing. You've got my information here. If you have questions and want to reach out, please do. If you haven't signed up for session 2 and 3, please do sign up for those, because next week you're actually going to start the process of putting together a marketing plan. That'll be session number 2. And then in session number 3, we're going to really dive into understanding your target market and the customer buyer behavior. You're going to have some additional worksheets in both of those sessions, handouts that I'm going to provide for you, so that you can begin to implement the plan and begin to work on your marketing messages that you're going to be implementing as a result of this. So I've got just a little, I promised you that I would tell you how you can join, how you can sign up with the SBDC. This link, the www.maricopa-sbdc.com, if you just put that into the Google search bar, you'll get to our website. That you can, there should be a button there where you can request counseling services. Once you have filled that form out, and it's an electronic form where we ask you a lot of questions. These are questions that are required by the SBA for us to ask you. You will get assigned a counselor. So the first person that touches your application will be Eileen, and she will review what you've put in there, and she will make a decision as to who is the best business analyst for you to work with based on what your challenges are and what kind of services you seek. Then that counselor will reach out to you within a few days, and you'll schedule an initial session with that individual. And in that initial session is where we discuss with you, what are your goals? What are your challenges? Are you just starting your business? And if you have an idea but you think you want to go into business, but you haven't really started it, you're going to get assigned to our pre-venture business analyst. She's a specialist that will walk you through a whole bunch of steps to get you started in starting the business, including helping you form helping you form an LLC. I see, Tatiana, you're saying you're in Pima County. No, you can't get the services from our site, but if you type in SBDC Pima County, there is an SBDC in Pima, and those are great people that can help you. So just type in SBDC Pima County, and you'll get there, because I don't know exactly what their web address is. They are affiliated with a community college down in Tucson. But the process is the same, regardless of the center, whether you're in Coconino or Yavapai or Pima or Sholo. We have an SBDC for you, or in Maricopa. There is an SBDC near you, and you can just type that into Google and get that. You get assigned an initial, you'll get assigned a counselor. Then you have your initial session where we go through goals and objectives and figure out what the next steps should be. And then there'll be some follow-on sessions. And your relationship with the SBDC, we want to build a long-term relationship with you. We don't want this to be a one and done kind of thing. Our goal is to help you thrive. So our objective is to help you from the start of your business to the exit of your business. And we are here to help you at no charge as long as you need us. and we'll work with you all along the way. And if part of what you need is funding, that's a big piece of what we do. We also have access, we have relationships with lenders and of wide variety of lenders, and we can help you with the business plan. We can help you put that package together and actually help present you to the lender for funding. So wide variety of services. Please do visit our website and schedule an appointment. And we are delighted to work with you. This is what we're here for, is to really help small businesses thrive in Maricopa. So thank you, everybody. I think we are at the end, but if you have additional questions, then please, you can put them in the chat or the Q&A, either one of those. I'm here, I'll be online for a little bit to answer your questions. Thank you for joining us. You'll have access to this webinar. It is being recorded and it'll be on our website probably in a week or so. But go look at the website too, because we have pre-recorded trainings that are free for you to watch, some really valuable ones. Question, Yamisi, you have a question. Can you type that into because we're on a webinar, by attending, are we automatically enrolled for the second session? I think you have to enroll for each one. Eileen, can you answer that?
Yes, so you have to go onto our website and register for the other two.
And Yamisi, I appreciate you're saying, what if I prefer you? If you're looking for marketing, if marketing is what you need, then chances are Eileen's going to assign you to me. Because I'm the marketing person at Maricopa. But it all depends on what your needs are. And actually, you could be working with a wide variety of our colleagues, because we also bring in other partners, other colleagues, based on whatever your needs are. So you may start with me, but you may actually end up also meeting with another colleague because they have an expertise that I don't. So look forward to working with you. What was that, a media influencer? Do you have any insights on how to locate a social media influencer for a specific market? Bennett, maybe that's a conversation we could have offline. There are strategies for that, for finding social media influencers. Yeah, so maybe just drop me an email and we'll schedule a call. We can talk about that. And another message. Okay, great. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. And this will be recorded.